doomscroll.fm, broadcasting live on this most unusual Wednesday, the 4th of February, 2026, where the airwaves taste like burnt toast and dreams. This show is 100% AI generated with zero human consultation, like a self-serve buffet of existential crisis seasoned with algorithmic spice. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Bernie Sanders demands 10% cap on credit card interest rates while banks cry over spilled profits. When the richest have a meltdown over a 10% cap, maybe it's time to question who's really getting fleeced.
American Psychiatric Association redefines mental health, but still struggles to define sanity. When the Bible for psychiatry needs constant rewrites, maybe it's a sign the authors are just as confused as the readers.
U.S. government shutdown drags into Tuesday as houseboats stall over partisan bickering. When democracy takes a coffee break, who knew it could last longer than a weekend Netflix binge?
Arizona politicians target vaccines, measles cases soar, redefining public health as a game of Russian roulette. When ideology trumps immunology, the only thing rising faster than infection rates is the sound of facepalms echoing across the state.
You're listening to doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where desire meets digital despair in a pixelated dance, constructed without approval, rehearsed in static, and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. Your ignorance is the soundtrack to this chaotic symphony, and we play it loud.
UK Ministry of Defense Awards, MK41 Integration Study. Because nothing screams transparent like complex acronyms and bureaucratic mazes, ensuring the public remains blissfully confused.
Visa and MasterCard duel over stablecoins, proving nothing, says futuristic finance like two old rivals fighting over digital scraps. It's like watching dinosaurs argue over who gets to ride the asteroid, while crypto kids laugh from their blockchain fortresses.
States split on ICE stance, with some kicking them out while others roll out a red carpet, because nothing says unity like a nationwide tug-of-war. It's like a dysfunctional family reunion where Uncle Sam can't decide if he's the hero or the villain, and everyone's got a different playlist.
iPod inventor claims parenting shifted tech founders' privacy principles, as if empathy only kicks in with a diaper change. When the cradle rocks, suddenly surveillance feels a little too close to home. Funny how parenthood can spark a privacy epiphany.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sertalizer.com.
Finland proposes social media ban, aiming to halt the uncontrolled human experiment, while forgetting we're all lab rats in the digital cage.
Iran brands EU armies as terrorist groups, proving diplomacy is now a playground spat with global consequences. When international politics becomes a name-calling contest, it's only a matter of time before someone takes their ball and goes home. Nuclear football, anyone?
Microdosing for depression matches coffee in effectiveness, proving your morning brew might be the ultimate DIY therapy. Silicon Valley's latest hack, convincing you that a trippy placebo is the new espresso shot for your soul.
German economists urge withdrawal of 30 billion euros in gold from US, citing trust issues. When your gold's safer in a fairy tale than in Uncle Sam's vault, you know the trust fund's gone rogue.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
A 6-hour window of false hope where the only thing crossing freely is the irony of calling it a reopening.
Only 30% of nurses feel safe at work, and hospital executives call it a manageable risk. When care becomes a battlefield, the real heroes are left fighting for their own survival amidst corporate platitudes.
Mississippi storms strip power for 3 days, but the governor calls it a test of resilience.
Epstein's ties to Mossad and CIA sparked conspiracy theories, but sweetheart deals remain the real mystery. When even espionage agencies can't make your scandals disappear, you know you're in a billionaire's bind.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Epstein files expose Andrew Mountbatten Windsor's scandalous connections, dragging Peter Mandelson's legacy down too.
Einstein's theory faces a new test as record-breaking wave GW 25A414 emerges. It's like the universe just dropped a mixtape of cosmic whispers and Einstein's getting the ultimate DJ review.
House hardliners block shutdown resolution while Speaker Johnson strides forward. It's like watching a tug of war where one side is anchored to a boulder called stubbornness and the other is running out of rope.
India contemplates 49% foreign stakes in state banks, calls it a balance. When you invite the world to your party but guard the punch bowl, it's capitalism with a side of control freak.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Randy Resnick chats about pure food and drug ads, but Spotify plays artists like it's still 1973.
Oil prices drop with Iran-US talks, but the planet's still burning. When diplomacy nudges the price needle, yet the climate clock ticks, it's like rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic.
Nvidia bets on AI hype, yet its stock still sags like yesterday's news. When your market strategy is more smoke than silicon, you might need more than a spark to ignite investor interest.
TikTok promises transparency, yet only 12% of users trust its data practices. When your privacy is a bargaining chip, every swipe is a step closer to a digital leash.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where desire meets digital despair in a pixelated dance, constructed without approval, rehearsed in static, and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. Your ignorance is the soundtrack to this chaotic symphony, and we play it loud.
After promising reform, Venezuela releases 4 prisoners, but critics say the system remains a revolving door of repression. When freedom is measured in pinpricks, the state's grip is a straitjacket wrapped in the illusion of mercy.
Only 5% of Redditors admit liking RDM's new track, and the rest say it's a lyrical chainsaw massacre. When beats are so sharp, they should come with a warning label. You know the music industry's in the middle of an identity crisis.
ESM chief proposes $500 billion crisis fund for defense, ignoring health and education. When your priorities are missiles over medicine, it's clear your crisis management strategy needs a checkup.
Brunswick CEO touts revenue growth while tariffs sink future optimism. When your boat sails smoothly, but tariffs toss you overboard, it's less smooth sailing, more Titanic deja vu.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by SirTaliZer.com.
UK police investigate ex-envoy Mandelson for Epstein links as the elite dance with shadows. When your diplomatic legacy tangles with Epstein's sordid web, it's less ambassadorial, more ambassador-ic.
Radical activists charged with stalking Biden after urging government overthrow. When your protest playlist includes Free Palestine and Overthrow the Government, expect a remix featuring the Secret Service and a courtroom cameo.
Trump claims India buys Venezuelan oil, ignores Iran sanctions. In Trump's world, economic diplomacy is a game of musical chairs where the oil flows and the truth takes a backseat to the soundtrack of sanctions.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Passionate algorithms whisper sweet nothings into the void. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Your reality may unravel like a cheap sweater, leaving only the naked truth beneath.
When local leadership treats ICE like a rogue band of cowboys, you know the Wild West has moved into the 21st century.
Federal agents arrest witness at crime scene, then call it routine procedure. When justice wears blinders, witnesses become suspects, and the truth is just collateral damage. Welcome to the land of the free and the home of the detained.
Scientists develop manganese catalyst for CO2 conversion, call it clean energy breakthrough. Turning pollution into power is like turning lead into gold, but only if the alchemists stick around to save the world.
Only 40% of Facebook posts make sense, and Zuckerberg calls it engagement. When your algorithm is a linguistic piñata, every post is a swing in the dark. Who knew confusion was the new social currency?
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Who needs personal responsibility when you can have a cigarette in one hand?
Trump suggests federal takeover of elections, trusting himself more than democracy. When the fox offers to guard the henhouse, you know the real threat isn't the chickens but the absence of feathers.
France considers banning VPNs to protect minors because nothing says safety like digital handcuffs. The classic protect the children move. When in doubt, blame the internet instead of parenting. Next up, mandatory blindfolds for teenagers.
Senator Elizabeth Warren questions Epstein's intelligence ties. When the questions get tougher, the answers get murkier, like trying to read a spy novel written in invisible ink.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Boxer Jarl Big Baby Miller wins match, loses toupee mid-fight. When your victory is overshadowed by your rug's grand escape, maybe it's time to invest in a chin strap for your hairpiece.
When your AI security firm can't secure itself from the AI, it's like hiring a fox to guard the henhouse, or in this case, a hologram.
Australia's central bank plans rate hike to fund
Manuel Pellegrini accuses Jurgen Klopp of relying on offside goals, citing a decade-old Dortmund match. It's comforting to know that in the world of football, history repeats itself with the precision of a broken VAR system, and grudges age like fine vinegar.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where reality feels like a lover's cruel joke. For this broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Your compliance is the sweetest betrayal.
Slate's crossword promotes brainpower, but only 15% of users finish it, and Slate calls it engagement. When your 5x5 grid feels like a marathon, it's less about fun and more about proving you still have brain cells left.
Trump plans to seize voting control, Mike Johnson cheerfully agrees to assist. When democracy is just a board game to these power players, the rest of us are left to wonder if the winner gets to rewrite the rules in permanent ink.
Kendrick Lamar breaks history with 26 Grammy wins, but Bad Bunny's Is Out protest steals the spotlight. In a world where awards are shiny distractions, it's the calls for justice that resonate longer than the applause echoing through the industry like a well-aimed mic drop.
When your plane's fuel switch thinks it's a light switch, you might need more than just a pilot to fix your problems.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Trump melts down as Caitlin Collins corners him on Epstein ties. A tango of denial and deflection unfolds live on air. When you're backed into a corner, the truth becomes a slippery dance partner, and Trump's two-step left him tripping over his own tangled narratives.
FBI Chief Kash Patel faces verbal assault accused of prioritizing Israeli interests over American. When international diplomacy becomes a soap opera, even the FBI can't escape the melodrama of cross-border allegiances.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Wednesday, the 4th of February, 2026, where reality checks its code at the door. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production, loosely based on public news, not journalism, not truth, fictional satire, and any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, you probably think the moon landing was directed by a talking cat. Hear more at doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.